Here's where I am currently on the Moogle polystyrene drawing project. I recall working on it a bit today. During the evening slash early night hours. I just worked on the top half of the Moogle's antenna on the backside of the polystyrene drawing project, and the area right around it a little using these Sharpie markers. I recall using these Sharpie markers during the evening and these Sharpie markers during the early night hours. I'm currently editing the May 9, my dinner video, in Camtasia 2019. I started working on editing that video during the early night hours, roughly around 10 p.m. or so. The May 8th, my dinner video, uploaded to my YouTube channel, around 7:30 p.m. after I edited that video. During the early to mid evening hours. I also uploaded the May 7, my dinner video, around 12:30 p.m. Even though by the start of today, I had finished editing that video in Camtasia 2019. As I recall falling asleep today, around 5 in the morning, I recall first waking up today around 10:30 in the morning. But I fell back asleep within a minute or two. And then woke up around 11:30 in the morning. And I got up within 15 minutes. Around 12:15 in the morning, I had with about a third of a cup of plain coffee, what was left of the blackberry cobbler, me and my dad got from a Walmart within our local area. But what was left, it was just a small square. And with that, I had on a small plastic lid that's commonly used as a plate. What was left of a pouch of salted and roasted cashews. By the Imperial Nuts brand. I only had half a cup of plain coffee. Until around 5 p.m., which was when my dad made an evening pot of coffee. And I had 2 full cups from 5 p.m. to 6:15 p.m. This sushi family pack I'm having currently was part of food my mom brought to my dad's place around 2:30 p.m. I believe I was told that one sushi pack out of two my mom brought over for me would be for now. At that time, around 2:30 p.m., of which I had the smaller pack of firecracker shrimp, sushi, around 2:45 p.m., along with a glass of whole milk. In the same glass I'm using to have whole milk now. The firecracker shrimp roll, well, while good, I don't like it as much as other sushi packs Wegmans has to offer. Probably because the firecracker shrimp roll has sweet tasting peppers and something akin to pineapple. That stuff it seems disrupts the taste of everything else. The rice, the firecracker shrimp roll seems to be wrapped in something with a different texture, or at least a slightly different texture and a different flavor from the usual seaweed. The firecracker shrimp roll is still good. but it's among my least favorite, if not the least favorite for me. I recall also being told that one of the sushi packs I could have for breakfast, though I'm having this sushi pack now, as my dad did some grocery shopping today. If I recall, it was at a combination of our local Wegmans and then a local Target. If I recall, my dad got some ingredients for making cold cut sandwiches at Wegmans. And then he got some Pepperidge Farm cookies at Target. And I could have that as my lunch for my shift at Wegmans tomorrow. And I decided to go with that plan instead of having this family pack of sushi for my lunch for my shift tomorrow, as for sushi, or at least sushi from Wegmans, the rice starts to go stale within a day. Even though I've never had, when I've had sushi for my lunch at Wegmans, which I do, historically I've done very often, thanks to my mom, me and my mom. I've never had the rice be stale, or going stale, but still. And even when the rice was turning stale, the sushi, when I've had it at home, was still perfectly safe to eat. And it was still enjoyable, only less so with the rice turning stale. I recall from 7:45 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the latest, taking an online survey that had a time estimation of 10 to 15 minutes. I took that online survey. Provided by YouTube with the intention of deciding on a whim to take that survey in order to help make YouTube better. It took as long as it did for me to complete it because I wasn't consistent with taking the survey. I would work on the survey, do something else in another tab while leaving the survey running in the background in order to think, because I wanted to be as honest as possible in my answers, including the optional written questions if I felt I could genuinely answer them. And as such, it delayed me in making serious efforts in editing the May 9 My Dinner video in Camtasia 2019, but ultimately it was worth it, as I feel ultimately I provided feedback that will help improve YouTube. I recall I was editing the May 8 My Dinner video in Camtasia 2019 when I had my first cup of plain coffee from the evening pot around 5 p.m. And I recall I was editing that video around 4 p.m., which I would consider late afternoon hours.